Welcome to Salt Lake City, Utah, and another name change for the edifice that we stand in front of, formerly known as the Delta Center, the Energy Solutions Arena, and now the Vivint Smart Home Center. Paul Jones and Sherman Hamilton in the chilly mountain air of Utah. Sherman, when do we get to L.A.?
ASAP, hopefully.
Well, not too quickly, though, because the Raptors were in California last night and really acquitted themselves well. No moral victories, no points for being close, but they fell early by 18. The Warriors undefeated over the last three seasons when they have a lead of 15 or more. Toronto actually came back to take the lead. It was a tale of two games, Sherm.
Well, it was, and the Warriors' record is still intact, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, they did a great job, I think the Raptors did, of coming back. But unfortunately, we've seen this story too many times where they give up too many points. They have to go uphill. And it's tough to do that, especially against a potent team like the Golden State Warriors. And you really look how that fourth quarter was played by DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, and the pressure put on the paint of Golden State. They needed more of that early in the game to not create that deficit. There were some issues there in terms of officiating, but it never comes down to one call. It's usually a few factors that are in the control of the Raptors.
Well, it was interesting, Sherman, as you said. They did a nice job in the second half of really slowing the tempo. And I think they showed some serious mental toughness in being able to get back in that. You and I spoke to Andrew Bogut on the radio after the game, and he said most teams fold their tent, pack it up, and look forward to the next game. That wasn't the case last night, and hopefully that has a carryover effect tonight in Utah.
Well, you're right, and we knew that the second half had to be different than the first half for the Raptors. They had to be a team that, and from a tempo perspective, were able to take some of the air out of what Golden State was doing. That happened on the glass. They were getting hurt on the defensive glass. Second chance opportunities for Golden State created great momentum for them and really transition plays. The other side of that, when you talk about tempo, how do you do that? You get to the free throw line for the Raptors. DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry getting to the free throw line, slowing things down and allowing the Raptors to play 5-on-5. And to be honest, when they cleaned up the rebounding and they got to the free throw line, they were in that game.
Well, they better be in this game tonight, Sherm, because they're 0-2 on the road trip. Now, we will say the Raptors have played more road games than any other team in the NBA. They're 9th tonight. Two other teams will play their 8th tonight, so the early season schedule, as we figured. But this Utah team, Sherm, is a young, hungry, improving team. They showed it at the end of last year. They're the 4th youngest team in the NBA. Number 1 in fewest points in the paint. Derek Favors and Rudy Gobert patrolling the paint. It could be, as you said when we first started, it could be like 52-50 tonight.
This game could definitely be in the 80s. But I think if you're the Raptors, you mentioned that Utah does a great job in terms of protecting their paint, only giving up around 34 points in the paint. Right. This is something that the Raptors have to be aware of, and you can't shy away from shot blocking. You have to attack shot blockers. And if you're the Raptors, from a defensive perspective, you're looking at a team that's doing what you're trying to do. So you should know how to attack. But I just like the fact that Utah, they're building a young core. Gordon Hayward has stepped up as a leader of this group. They've made decisions around their front court. Rudy Gobert is an excellent young defender in this league, and Derek Favors is growing as well. This team has a lot of potential, and this is another team like Orlando that you look down the road, give them a couple years, and all of a sudden they're going to be in the mix.
Rudy Gobert with one of the best nicknames in the NBA, the Stifle Tower, and the Raptors will have to get to him tonight. You can see the game, 9 o'clock on TSN, and hear it on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.